Okay guys, welcome to the 6th video by the House of Vape. So my last video I spoke about building coils. I built a kanthal set of coils and I also built a twisted Clapton set of coils. This video I'm going to be installing them into one of my drippers, which is the tobecco. Just a little side note about this dripper, the mouthpiece. Though this is awesome for stopping spit back into your mouth, especially if you overjuice your coils, it does however become a pain in the backside if you try and get your bottle and just go glug 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 into the top. Because it all sits in mouthpiece, and the next time you take a drag you end up with a mouthful of hot liquid. Not fun. So in the dripper I'm just going to be installing the kanthal coils, nothing overly fancy, so give me a second guys to get set up and I'll be with you. Okay guys, so just want to point out with the tobecco drippers, like a lot of drippers, it only has 2 holes in the build deck and you have to see both your sets of coils through those. So it can be a little finicky to set this build up. So if you watched the last video you remember that these are just 8-rack kanthal coils, nothing overly spectacular. So we're building on a dripper that's only got the 2 build deck holes. Slide one coil in, you've not overly got to worry about getting these sat perfectly right straight away. So slide one set of coils in, grab your other set, and give it a little wiggle. Okay, there we go. Luckily with the tobecco dripper, unlike some drippers that only have the 2 the 2 holes in the build deck, this does actually grip hold of the wire quite well and makes them sit pretty well. So once you've got them like that, just grab your screwdriver and tighten down on top. It is advisable, by the way guys, to not clip these extra bits of wire until you've got your coils sat right, as you may need to move them out, which if you've already clipped them it's going to result in you not being able to secure your coil properly, and that'll just result in your mod reading no atomizer or low atomizer or check atomizer or any of the above that include the word atomizer. So simply insert your coil building gauge into your coil and just twist it till it's straight. And at that, obviously you'll see why I said not to clip them straight away. I've got to move one in, I've got to move one out slightly. So simply re-undo those screws a little bit, not all the way. And get them sat just about where you think's right. And then retighten your screws again. Basically you might have to repeat that process 3 or 4 times, especially if it's your first time using a dripper like this, then you probably have to repeat that process 7 or 8 times. So just keep going at it until you get your coils sat dead right and exactly how you want them, and then you can snip the excess wire off. Obviously over time, like all steel wire or all steel, the more you bend it and stuff like that, the more prone it is to breaking and becoming fragile. So now you'll see they're sat nice in the middle, pretty much level. I might have to do a little bit more tweaking, but now I can snip these extra bits of wire off, and that's without risking having to build a new set of coils up. So just grab your snips. Obviously one of the more difficult things with build decks like this is it is a lot easier to clip the wire that's connected to the coils, to the side of the coil that you actually want. So that's them 4 clipped. So like I say, you might have to tweak your coils a little bit more just to get them nice and level. It doesn't overly matter about them being perfectly level and all that. It's just a little bit of OCD with me to have them nice and neat. Sure, they're nice and tight. So I do apologise that I keep wandering off screen, guys. I'm still not quite used to working with the camera yet when doing this. So then, before I start putting any cotton in or anything like that, I'm just going to chuck it into the ohm reader. And that's coming out at 0.19. That's on 8 wrapped kanthal wire. I think this is that wire, just so I can say in this video as well. 24 gauge wire, that, guys. That's 24 gauge. Right. So once you've got your coils in and you're happy with where they're sat and everything like that, and you know they're not going to come loose, comes onto the pot with the cotton. It is quite easy just to grab a lump of cotton, rip it off and slam it in, and you'll end up with too much cotton in there, and the liquid will struggle to get up through the cotton into the coil. So grab an amount that you think's about right, and obviously as you pull it off, you end up with loads and loads of fluffy little fibres all over the place. So just gently, I do apologise, my phone's just gone off. Just gently roll it up so you end up with a very thin looking, not so much looking cigar that looks a bit like a cigar. Nice thing is with cotton bacon is that it's long enough that you don't have to roll up 2 separate pieces. You can just cut it in half and you should have more than enough to work with. I'm just going to take a little bit out of that side. So then you want to twist one end up, so between your index finger and your thumb, just grip it and get a little spin. Like that. So end up with a little pointy bit on one end. And then take that pointy bit and push it through your coil. And then just grip it on the other side and gently pull. If it feels like it's getting too stiff or you see a coil start to bend, you have got too much cotton and you need to take the cotton back out, strip a bit of cotton out of it and go again. So do the exact same process with the other piece of cotton, obviously, unless you only want to cotton up with one side, which would be daft. And back through she goes, and then same again. See, I've got way too much cotton in that side and I pulled too hard to actually rip the end of the cotton off. So back out, just grab a small amount of cotton and peel that off, and then re-roll gently and then twist the end back up again. And gently pull it through. You see, I just taking that little bit of cotton out made an absolute world of difference with pulling that through. So just snip the ends off, especially the ends that you've twisted up, because they'll be no good for soaking liquid up, and the other side will be incredibly fluffy. Snip them down a bit as well. So you should end up with something like that. So grab your tweezers or a flathead screwdriver or anything you've got to hand, and just push the cotton underneath. You don't need to do anything fancy with drippers, well, not drippers like this anyway, and just push that underneath. Do the same on the other side. There you go. Now at that, it will actually struggle to soak up cotton. As you see in the middle, there's barely any cotton, because obviously it's all pushed out to either side. So what I normally do is just shove the tweezers in and just grab a random bit of cotton on each side and just give it a little pull, so that it pulls it into the middle slightly more, and then just spread it out accordingly into all corners and stuff like that. That's it, like that. So you should end up looking somewhat like that. Nice thing about with drippers is you don't have to really sit and paint the coils massively. You can just sit and pour liquid into the centre bit, and that will do the job over time, unless you're in a rush to vape it and then just paint the hell out of it. So like I say, you can just sit and slowly, sorry I'm wandering off the camera, you can just sit and slowly pour liquid into that centre bit and it will soak it up. Will take time though, or you can paint your coils. Of course, painting your coils is the messier option, guys, so if you don't mind getting your hands covered in liquid, go for that option. Or if you're in a rush and you don't mind getting covered in liquid, go for that option, should I say. Right, once there's enough liquid in there, guys, once it's taken a while to soak in, you'll be best off just grabbing a mod and just screw the atomizer on. Right, you want to turn the wattage down quite a way. So I'm going to go down to about 15 watt-ish, and have your bottle of liquid at the ready, because as soon as you touch that button, obviously there's not going to be much liquid actually inside the coils on the cotton, and it's going to burn that cotton out pretty quick. So just put a few bits of liquid on before you even think about pressing the button, and just get a little touch and you'll see liquid start to disappear off at coils. Just keep doing that for a second, just release for a second so your mod doesn't hit timeout, and do it again. Just keep applying liquid to them coils. There we go. So I'm going to ramp wattage back up again now, guys. I'm just going to take it up to about 30 watts. Be prepared, if you do this without the cap on at the top of the dripper, you're going to get liquid spits all over your hands and wrists and forearms, and it's probably going to get a little bit annoying. So just another quick top up. Yep, that looks nice. There's the slide in this one, there it is. So put the top of your dripper on. And just give it a second to prime up. Right, I'm going to pause the video, guys, and then I'm going to sit and throw a few clouds. Okay, guys, I've got just enough phone memory left just to throw a few clouds out on this, and I'm only up at 42.5 watts. That's just where it ended up at. Obviously you will get that new cotton taste, as you will with any build pretty much. That will disappear after 5-10 minutes or so of vaping on it when of vaping on the tank or dripper, once the liquid's got through and removed that taste. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you want to keep seeing them, hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications on. Catch you later, guys.